Hey everybody, this is Jeremiah, driver of the 9J Sport Mod for Reed Racing. We concluded our last video with kind of a secret surprise that we're going to do in this video, so we're going to get started with that. Got to go unlock the trailer and figure out what's there. Here's what we got. Called was getting rid of one of his old cars. This car is a 2014 Cas built, as you can see. Right now it's just bare frame, a few other components on it. I don't know if you can see the name there, but for those in the area, West City, Fort Dodge, Iowa, that area, you probably know who Ty Griffith is. This is one of his old cars. This is the car he won the 2015 and 2016 track championships at the Hamilton County Speedway with. So hopefully it suits us like it did him. He's had this car sitting on a jig in the back of his shop for a couple years. Basically, he got a new car and just had this one as a backup. And he was finally ready to get some more room in his garage, so it's an upgrade from what we have. Currently we have a 2007 Sidebiter. That's what I raced all year pretty much. The other car that's in the garage is an 11 Harris. And then this one is 14 Cas built, like I said earlier. So upgrading them about 7 years from what we had on the Sidebiter. I'm not sure what we're going to do with the other cars yet. So there it is. I got this 2014 Cas built. We're going to have to get some room in the garage for this, so I need to do some cleaning, which is long overdue. Once we get the room in the garage, we'll bring this one in. We'll probably have to finish up the taking apart the Sidebiter first, and then we'll get started on this one. Thanks to Ty and his dad for giving me the call, been letting me kind of be the first one to have a shot at this car. So with that, we're gonna go clean the garage and make some space for this thing. Hey everybody, so we got the garage cleaned up enough to get back to work on the car. It's not as clean as I would like, but we need to get rid of some stuff in order to get that clean. But do have some good news to share. This week we had two companies recommit to support us for the 2020 season. The first one, the Ralph's Tap, Moreland, Iowa. Make sure if you're in that area, stop by and check them out. It's pretty cool over there. The other one that is recommitted to us for the 2020 season is Underground Ink Tattoo. There, Webster City, Iowa. Make sure to give Ben a call if you are interested in a tattoo. He does some pretty good work. Also check out both their Facebook pages. Ralph's Tap, and then Underground Ink has Facebook and Instagram, so make sure to check those out. On his Facebook, he does post a lot of his work, so you can check out what he's done. And with that, we're going to get all the rest of the measurements off the car, and once we do that, then we're going to start pulling the rest of it apart. Probably take the seat out, take the motor out, transmission, rear gear, drive shaft, take the lead off of it, and take the battery out, basically strip it down as far as we can for the end of the day. We actually have some decent weather today. It's probably about 45 degrees. Not too many days ago it was 0, so I actually have the garage open today. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take our angle finder here, zero it out, and it's got a magnetic base, so we're going to stick it on the bar, and we're going to take down that measurement I know you guys can't see that, but we're going to do that for both trailing arms, the one on this side and the one on that side. Then we're also going to do that for the pull bar that runs to the top of the rear end, right there. We're also going to do it for the panhard bar that runs from left to right there, going downhill. Once we get those, we can start taking other measurements. Went ahead and changed sweatshirts, that way don't get that one all dirty. But we'll finish taking the rest of these measurements and start tearing the car apart. Okay, so we got all the angles measured for all the bars, marked down what holes they were in, stuff like that. Next thing we're going to do, measure ride heights, anything that needs measured with a tape measure. I don't have a caster camber gauge, so I'm just using the settings that I went off of from the last time I scaled it when I had the caster camber gauge. I still need to get one of those. I didn't change the settings on the caster camber, so they should be the same as they were. I can get the toe, obviously, because I have a tape measure, but so we're going to measure everything that we can with tape measure, make sure we got as much filled out on the sheet that we can, and then after that we'll probably put it up on jack stands and start taking shocks off and everything that's not going to stay on the car, and see what we get done. So on these cars, how you measure the ride heights for the Sidebiter, that's the one we're focusing on right now because that's the one we're tearing apart. On the Sidebiter, to measure the ride heights, the front, you go from the ground to the center of the lower control arm bolt on each side. On the rear, we basically measure from the top of the rear end housing up to this upper bar here on both sides. Got a little better light out. Had to shut the door and turn the heat on because it's starting to get cold out again. Unfortunately, it's Iowa winter. Shouldn't be in winter quite yet, but now that we got the ride heights measured, we're going to put the car up on jack stands, make it a little easier to get underneath and get around to everything. We're going to measure the rest of the lengths of all the bars, so trailing arms, pull bar, panhard bar. Get those lengths written down, and then probably start tearing the car apart the rest of the way, get the body off of it, and so let's get started on those bars.
Good field position, 1st and 10 at their own 30. Rush the fullback. Big first half. Here's a quick swing that called up. Tyrone Tracy. Delivered from Nate Stanley, crosses the 45 to the Iowa 46.
Really good call because they faked the run and brought up the linebackers. Tracy ran that quick slant post right in front of the safety.
That's what happens when you have it's really, really good. Second down, they call it. Iowa at its own 48-yard line. Good protection. Plenty of time to the sideline. And still running. Tracy runs out of a tackle. 30, 25-yard line to the Gophers. He got an extra 10 or 12 by himself.
How strong is that young man? You know, he broke the tackle.
Okay, so got car jacked up, jack stands. Got rear tires off of it. There's the trailing arm bar, runs from your frame, your rear end on the lower side, both sides of the car. And then we have the panhard bar that runs from the frame sideways on the rear end that locates the rear end in the car side to side. Then we got the pull bar here runs from the frame to the top side in the middle. Use that to control your pinion angle along with your trailing arms. And so now we are going to measure all these bars, write those down. So we got the bars all measured, and with that we're pretty much done writing down everything from the setup. So we didn't get the caster camber measured. I did measure toe, but I didn't have that on camera. So with that, we are going to end the video for today. Check out the next video to keep up with the progress on the car. Still got to tear the body off, take shocks off, pull motor, pull the transmission, drive shaft, gear, radiator. We're also going to pull seat out, pull the steering shaft out of this one. It's got the collapsible steering shaft. In case I do switch cars and don't use this one, I'm going to put that in a different car. So make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the next videos, leave a comment if you'd like, and we'll see you next time.